They thought it was the end for you. They looked at the silence in your life and interpreted it as giving up. They judged what you missed, what didn't happen, what fell apart, and concluded silently or even publicly that your story was over. They thought your stillness was defeat, your pause, a lack of purpose. But what they didn't know, what they could never calculate, was what I, the Lord your God, was planning behind the scenes. While you were measuring your worth by what was visible, I was building something eternal within you, something no one could track, measure, or sabotage. They said it was over, but I tell you, it was just beginning. I have seen people ignore the potential I have placed in you because it didn't come in the form they expected. I have seen others being supported while your name was left out. I have watched your nights of doubt, the questions you silently asked yourself, and the moments when you asked yourself, am I the problem? But let me be clear, you were never the problem. You are a threat. Not because of what you forced, but because my hand was always on you. What I touch, no one can ignore forever. Perhaps it has been delayed, perhaps silenced for a time, but it will never be interrupted when I have called, when I have planted, when I have declared a word that cannot return void. If you believe that the hand of God is upon you, declare in the comments, I believe, Lord, you've been through things that have nearly destroyed you. It wasn't just the external challenges, but the internal breakdown that no one saw. It was the doubts that invaded your mind, the days when you felt invisible, the long nights when you begged, speak to me, Lord. Just show me that you're still here. There were times when your faith wavered, times of anger and times of complete silence. Yet, you stayed. And that's why this message is for you. You did not lose me in the darkness. It was there that you found me most deeply. In the silence, in the place where it seemed like everything was over, I was planting something. The world believed it was the end, but I was just beginning. What we have built in the hidden place is about to be revealed, but this revelation will not come quickly and superficially. It will be a steady, undeniable process of purposeful restoration. I'm not just giving you back what you lost. I'm giving you what I always planned for you from the beginning. Now, you're ready to carry it. You see, I never waste pain. I don't allow a tear to fall without a purpose. Every tear you've cried in silence has been seen and counted. I wasn't silent out of indifference. I was working. I was building something that couldn't be rushed. Removing barriers you didn't even know were there. Pushing away people who couldn't walk with you to the next level. What I am about to do in your life will not just be a recovery, but a transformation with an eternal purpose. Trust me. I have been aligning people, moments and paths to open the right door at the right time. If you believe that God transforms what seemed like the end into a new beginning, write in the comments, I trust in the Lord. I have seen people walk through your life and ignore the potential I have placed in you. They have looked at you and silently said, you have no value, you can't make it. Some have done it publicly, others in their thoughts. They have chosen to support others as they have passed you by without even noticing your voice, your ideas, your presence. I have seen it all. I also saw you start to question, is it me? Is there something wrong with me? I watched as their silence began to shake your confidence, to make you doubt your identity. But today, I tell you clearly, you were never the problem. You were a threat. Not because you forced something, but because my hand has always been upon you, and what I touch, no one can ignore forever. It may be delayed, silenced for a time, but it can never be interrupted when I have called, when I have planted, when I have released a word that cannot return void. You have faced things that nearly broke you, not just the external events, but the internal conflicts that no one noticed. There were the long nights when you cried out to me, trying to feel my presence, searching for any sign that I was still with you. Even when your faith was weak, even when you felt abandoned, you remained faithful. You did not give up on me. And because of that, I never gave up on you. What you have built in the silence, in the dark, is about to be revealed. But it will not be emotional and fleeting. It will be solid, unshakable, and purposeful. I am not just giving you back what seemed lost. I am delivering what I planned for you all along. This is not just recovery, it is restoration with an eternal purpose. If you believe that God is working something big in your life, comment, "I believe in God's plans for me." I've watched you struggle with the weight of rejection. I've watched you love sincerely and be misunderstood. I've watched you give your best only to be questioned, ignored, or even discarded. I've watched the times when you served with a pure heart only to be met with doubt and criticism. Yet you remained. You didn't harden your heart completely, but you began to close some doors within yourself. You stopped dreaming like you used to. You stopped praying bold prayers. You started playing it safe, not because you lost faith, but because you wanted to avoid more pain. But today, I tell you, I understand. I don't minimize your pain, nor do I expect you to pretend it didn't exist. I was there for every moment of disappointment. I saw you give your all and feel like it wasn't enough. I was there when you saw others move forward while you seemed to be stagnant. I have never been offended by your doubts, your questions, or even your moments of despair. I understand the weight of your process. But know this, your pain has never been a punishment. In my hand, it has always been preparation. Pain has never meant defeat. It has always been part of the refinement. The enemy tried to use your pain to distance you from me, to make you believe that you had failed, that you were forgotten. But what he didn't understand is that you would come out of it stronger, wiser, more prepared. The pain didn't destroy you. On the contrary, it revealed a strength that only I knew you possessed. Now, I am using all of it, even the parts that seemed meaningless. What hurt you in one moment will become the fertile soil where your authority will flourish. The silent struggle you endured will be your greatest witness to my faithfulness. If you believe that God can turn pain into purpose, declare in the comments, "My pain is in God's hands. I have always been working, even when it seemed like everything was standing still. While you waited, while you worshipped with tears in your eyes, while you remained faithful despite all the doubts, I was moving the heavens on your behalf." Now what was hidden is about to be revealed. You are not just entering a new season. You are experiencing a divine unfolding, a manifestation of what I promised long ago. My plans never expire. My promises do not wear out with time. While the world measures potential by what is visible, I was building something eternal within you, something no one can calculate or even sabotage. What seemed like silence was actually my process. I was removing what was holding you back, adjusting pathways you didn't even know were blocked, and lining up people and opportunities that needed to be ready before I opened the next door. Now listen to this carefully. What lies ahead is not just recovery, it is transformation. I'm not just restoring what was lost, I'm bringing to life what I've always planned for you. And this isn't about proving something to the people who ignored or underestimated you. No, this is about fulfilling my promise in your life. But when the favor comes, I want you to remember, do not react with bitterness. Do not let the desire for vindication dominate your motivation. Those who have underestimated you, those who have spoken against you, leave them in my hands. Your task is not to prove anything to anyone. Your task is to walk in what I have given you, with joy, with grace, with humility, and with the confidence that I am the one who justifies you. If you trust in God's timing, write, "I wait and trust in the Lord," in the comments. While the world looked at what you lost and concluded that your story was over, I was working behind the scenes, building something no one could see. I was refining your faith, strengthening your identity, and preparing you to carry the weight of the blessings that are now coming. What I have planned for you is not small. It is something eternal, something that cannot be taken away. You have faced long nights filled with questions and uncertainty. There were times when the silence felt unbearable, when you questioned whether I was still near. Even when your faith was shaky, you remained. Even in your anger, in your confusion, you did not give up. And that is important because what you built in me during that time of darkness is what will sustain your next season. Now listen, it was not in vain. Every tear you shed was like a seed that I watered. I don't waste pain. I use every moment to shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you. The harvest is coming. It will not only be a recovery of what was lost, but a revelation of what was always in store for you. I am rewriting the narrative others have tried to define about your life. I am changing the trajectory of the limitations you have faced. I am lifting the weight of assumptions and expectations from others so that you can walk freely in the purpose I have given you. This is not just the beginning of something new, but the continuation of what I have always planned. Prepare to see the unlikely happen. Doors that were previously closed will open. Connections will emerge unexpectedly. Places that ignored you will now demand your presence. Not because you forced it, but because I orchestrated it. If you believe that God is opening new doors, comment, "I receive the new from God." You've gone through seasons of loneliness where it seemed like everyone around you was moving forward while you stayed in the same place. Maybe you've asked yourself, "What's wrong with me?" But I want to remind you, there was nothing wrong with you. I reserved you, set you apart for something specific, something bigger. I have watched as others were exalted while you were ignored. I've seen you struggle with discouragement and the temptation to compare yourself. I have been there when you almost believed that you were not enough, that you were not worthy of my promise. But let me say it again. You are not the problem. You are chosen. My hand is upon you, and what I touch cannot be ignored forever. There may be delays, there may be silences, but my plans never fail. The word I have spoken over your life will not return void. Everything you have been through, the losses, the struggles, the moments of doubt, have been used to shape you, to prepare you for what is to come. Now, I want you to begin to see yourself as I see you. You are valuable. You are capable. You are loved. You don't have to fight for visibility or approval. What I have released into your life cannot be blocked, and no one can steal what I have planned for you. This is the moment I begin to manifest what I have always been building. First within you, a peace that replaces panic, a strength where there was once weakness. Then all around you, doors that open without your having to force them, opportunities that arise without manipulation. All in my timing, all for my glory. Are you prepared to walk this walk? I formed you in silence so that you could carry the greatness that is now being revealed. If you believe you are being prepared by God, declare, "I am chosen by God," in the comments. The silences and the waiting were not moments of abandonment, but of construction. While others measured their worth by what they saw, I was building something eternal inside you. Something that no one could steal. Something that time could not erase. Do you think silence was a sign of defeat? It wasn't. Silence was the space where I removed what no longer served you. I was clearing the ground, removing the burdens you didn't even know you were carrying. I was aligning people, situations, and times so that everything would be ready at the right time. You didn't waste any time. Every tear watered something powerful. Every pain was transformed into preparation. I never let a tear fall without purpose. I never let a prayer go unanswered. You were in training even if you didn't realize it. Now, I am rewriting what has been said about you. The narratives others have created about your life, the limitations they have placed on you, all of that is being undone. I am shifting perspective, removing shame and placing safety. You will no longer be defined by the opinions of others, but by the truth I have declared about you. I see you walking with your head held high, not with arrogance, but with the awareness of who I am and what I have done in you. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. Your journey is to glorify my name, not to satisfy human expectations. Let me deal with those who doubted you, who rejected you, who underestimated what I have placed in your life. Your mission is to walk in the grace I have given, the strength I have restored, and the purpose I have revealed. Declare in the comments, "My journey glorifies the Lord," to seal that word. You were refined in the fire, and what seemed like the end was actually the beginning of something new. The pain that tried to silence you could not erase your essence. Instead, it revealed the gold that I was molding within you. What seemed like a delay, a defeat, or a failure was actually a divine realignment. I have always known the weight you could carry, even when you didn't believe in yourself. The situations that nearly broke you were tools I used to strengthen your faith, refine your character, and increase your dependence on me. Now what was lost will not simply be restored, but multiplied. I am the God of turnaround. I am turning tears into testimonies, pain into purpose, rejection into redemption. I am using even the situations you thought were hopeless to reveal my faithfulness. You see, it is not just about recovering what was lost, but about receiving something much greater. I do not waste pain. I use it for my glory and for your preparation. What once brought shame will now carry the weight of my glory in your life. You are not defined by what has happened to you. You are defined by what I am doing through you. Do not fear what is coming. The doors I open, no one can close. The paths I prepare, no obstacle can block. I want you to walk in confidence, not only in me, but in what I've placed within you. There is an authority that has been established, not by force, but by grace. The world may not understand, but those who see my hand will recognize that you have been called, set apart, and prepared. Comment, God is preparing me for something bigger to mark this moment of transformation. Now I want to speak directly to your heart, to the part of you that still carries doubts, fears, and that inner voice that whispers, "Were they right about me?" I have heard that voice, even when you have tried to silence it, and I want you to know that it has no power over your story. I, the Lord your God, have never changed my mind about you. Even when you have doubted, wavered, and retreated, I have kept my gaze fixed on you. My choice of you has never been based on your perfection, but on my eternal purpose. I know you inside and out, your strengths, your weaknesses, your hesitations. And yet, I have called you, anointed you, and protected you. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, not even yourself. Your worth doesn't depend on the recognition of others or the doors that have opened or closed. I see what no one else sees, your silent surrender, your hidden faith, and the courage you had to keep going even when it seemed impossible. Today, I invite you to start over, to stand up with the confidence of someone who is deeply loved. Believe me, your voice matters, your presence transforms, and your story will be used to bless many. No more silence, no more fear. It is time to speak, act, and live the purpose for which I created you. You are chosen, strong, and prepared. What has passed is not your end. It is the fertile soil where victory will flourish. If you feel this truth touch your heart, right here, I believe in God's plan for my life, and share this moment with those who need to hear this word.